Hey guys, for today's Illustrator activities or assignment, we're going to be first of all working with the Pathfinder tool, and then I'm going to show you guys how to work with the pen tool. And so the first thing with the Pathfinder tool that you need to do is you need to actually open up the panel that's called Pathfinder. So we'll do that. You can do that by going to Window, Pathfinder, and you'll see this little dock appear. And so to use this, what you essentially do is you use the select tool and then follow the directions for each of these things. So number one, we're going to be using the unite button. So if you select all three of these circles and then go down here to the Pathfinder, it's the first one up here. When you hover over these, it'll tell you what they are. So if I click on that, boom, you can see it basically turned those three circles into like a snowman kind of thing. And so that's essentially what you're doing for all of these. You're going to be using these different shape modes and then the Pathfinders down here. But just follow these directions, and you can see how the Pathfinder can be used to take simple shapes and turn them into a complex shape, like this heart here, made with a triangle and two circles. For the next activity, we'll be working with the pen tool, so I'm going to go over that briefly as well. So if you hold on for just a second, I will open up pen tool shapes, and you can see there's these light gray shapes, and the first one here is kind of a heart. It shows you how to, it tells you kind of the directions, like a connected dots kind of thing. So what we need to do is pick the pen tool, which is this one right here, and your stroke is probably going to default to black. I'm going to make it 2 so you can see a little bit better on here. And if I click on where it says 1 and go click and then release, so I just click and let go, then you can see it creates an anchor point here. And if I go to number 2 here and click, but hold down my mouse button, I can get these little handles, and what the handles do is allow you to kind of direct the angle of the curve here. And so I'm just dragging out to number 3 here, and then I let go. And then if I go down here to number 4, I guess it was supposed to be, or 5, sorry, and then go click, and then go down to here and click and drag to that point there. I get a little bit of a curve, and then if I click again, it'll allow me to start my straight line over again. So if you kind of click twice on the same anchor point, it tends to do that, and you just keep following that around, and you can see, boom, it made a heart. Mine's not that great, but that's essentially how you use this tool. And then you can, if you wanted to, change the color of it. And so you're going to do the same thing with these other things. It's kind of like playing connected dots. Find a good place to start. I always start at some sort of corner, and then I'll go to a place that's close to the corner. The next corner I'm going to go to so that I can create my curve. And you can see as you go through this how that works. So that's how that works, and you'll do the same thing for the other files on here. For the last activity you're going to do, you're going to be working with the pen tool practice, and this is a little bit different. The first one that says straight lines here, it's literally connect the dots. You'll click, 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 click. Now, one thing that might be helpful is to turn off the fill so you can actually see where these dots are, because as you make your shape, if it's starting to get close to a closed shape. If it's like a kind of a fat shape, it's going to kind of cover up everything. And you'll see for these other ones, it'll have the directions along here. You just click on one, and then, click and hold down your mouse button, drag out to that point, and then just follow this circle around until you get to the beginning. And if you do it right, you should get a near perfect circle. And if you just follow these steps all along here, you should be fine. If you don't see the light gray lines, then you might need to adjust the contrast on your monitor, and I can help with that. If it's at school, if it's Home Connect, I'm not going to be able to help too much, unfortunately. Once you finish these, you'll see the last thing on here. You're basically going to create this bat using the pen tool. Once you've done all these, then go ahead and save your work and turn it in.